to get to this Hosni Mubarak situation, then into other news. I had Luke Rudkowski and Gerald Celente joining us in the power-packed third hour. But right now, Jason in Connecticut, you're on the air.
Alex, I'm so grateful to talk to you and your audience. I woke up a year ago, and I'm just excited to be on the phone with you. First of all, the CIA-backed Google, the CEO came out and said he's very, very proud of that exec who organized the protests in Egypt. A little coincidental that, CIA-backed Google would, provoke...
Google is CIA. It's admittedly set up by In-Q-Tel, their public venture firm. It is NSA spying software that they use. So basically you're searching the web using NSA keyword technology. That's the backbone of Google's system. They helped run the revolution. It's all Zbigniew Brzezinski, David Rockefeller type operation, and it's there in plain view. Go ahead.
Amen. First of all, I want to say we're Americans, okay? Don't let your eyes refuse to see. Don't let your ears refuse to hear, and don't let your voice refuse to be heard. I think Americans need to step up. We need to just wake our neighbors up, wake up our communities, email or buy the Constitution for your friends, your neighbors, your sons, your daughters. Wake them up to the Constitution of the United States of America. Let's back up Ron Paul. Let's stop voting for career politicians. I'm glad Lieberman and Dodd are getting out of Connecticut. They're sinking us. We just, voted for Governor Malloy, who's raising our taxes. There's so much I can talk to you about, but the funny thing is Obama yesterday mentioned that Bush was inspiring citizens to become points of light. That sounds like Illuminati type phrases to me.
Yeah, well, he said 1,000 points of light, which is an Illuminati term. You're absolutely right. Anything else?
I just want to say, America, wake up. Again, don't let your eyes refuse to see. Don't let your ears refuse to hear. And don't let your voices be refused to be heard. We all need to stand up together, work as Americans. We are America. Let's bring it back, Alex. I'm so proud of you. I'm proud of your listeners. Let's keep the V campaign going. And, I'm just proud to be an American. Let's just bring it back, guys.
Absolutely. Look at the awakening that's happening. Look at how far we've come together. And talking about this V for Victory campaign, the answer to 1984, 1776 campaign, it is so huge what is happening with that. It is just unbelievable. This is the biggest response we've ever had. And I see all these incredible videos of people out there involved in activism. I salute all of you. It is so incredible to behold. Carissa in New Mexico, you're on the air.
I've been listening for about 2 months, and you really have a powerful insight into how the world works. I wanted to tell you about something you probably already know, but it's a powerful way to describe it, which is a concept from physics called Maxwell's demon. And it's a way to describe the second law of thermodynamics that Maxwell came up with. And it basically is a hypothetical system that explains that for heat to flow from cold to hot, you would have to have a hypothetical demon controlling, interrogating each molecule that goes one way and the other. And I think this is how the globalists can forge into new areas they're not in yet, where there may be places like court decisions or committees reviewing proposals and so forth where subjectivity comes into play. And then it's only in those subjective points where, they can make the judgment call and push things their way. So I think this is a powerful analogy, and it creates a lot of structure in biological systems, and I think you could apply it to, how the globalists are able to infiltrate and make it look like things are proceeding by law and order, but they're really not, and they're really only going in
Well, the
one direction.
globalists study how humans operate and how civilizations develop, and they know how to deploy themselves at key junctures, and by controlling the issuance of currency and credit, they're able to take over the entire planet because they issue the symbol of energy, the symbol of food, the symbol of subsistence, and what sustains people. And so through the issuance of fiat currency and credit, they take over the world. Great points. I appreciate your call. Let's talk to Scott in Washington. Scott, you're on the air.
Yeah, Alex. I wanted to talk a little bit about this thing that they're trying to run with this healthcare hoax as in the light of the last decision. But I wanted to ask you something real quick before I get into that. You had mentioned back in December something about you had wanted to get Mike Revelle on your show in light of the new 9/11 investigation. and I don't know whether or not you were able to do that, but I had sent to both your show tips and your Aaron at InfoWars his contact information, and I don't know whether or not you ever got it or not.
All right, I'm having one of those forgetful moments. The name rings a bell. Isn't he the liberal talk show host?
No, he was the senator from Alaska, ran for president.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying Ravel. You're talking about former Senator Gravel.
Yes. Gravel.
Absolutely. I know who he is. That's why I couldn't pull up who it was, because I was hearing you wrong. Yes, I want to get Senator Gravel on, because he's very boldly come out and talked about 9/11 being an inside job, and it's very, very exciting.
Because, yeah, he does want to come on, because he did send me his new contact information to forward to you, and I had sent it to show tips on December 29th. I don't know if you got it or
yeah,
not.
some of that stuff gets lost in the mix. Why don't you, I'm going to put you on hold, but just please don't send us a bunch of spam in it because it gets filled up. I'm going to give you my producer's email, and you can send us that new info. I really appreciate it. Anything else, Scott?
Yeah, I just wanted to bring up real quickly about this health care, the new hoax that they're trying to run around, and especially, and I've heard Tom Hartman doing this, trying to say that there's nowhere in the Constitution where a federal judge or the Supreme Court has a right to overturn a law that's made if it's constitutional, and then trying to quote Article 3, Section 2 of the Constitution, which is absolutely bull, because they think that nobody is actually going to go and check it out for themselves. And then when you actually read it, it doesn't say what they're trying to allege that they're saying. So that's just another hoax that they're now trying to run.
Well, notice so-called liberals love courts overturning laws when it's laws that they don't like. But now they're saying courts, because they're overturning it across the board, don't have a right to overturn health care. Of course it's unconstitutional to make you buy something from a private interest. If they can make you buy insurance, they can make you buy a Maytag dishwasher, or they can make you buy, diamonds from the local diamond shop. They can make you eat broccoli. I mean, it's indentured servitude. It's a form of enslavement where they don't put you on a plantation. They just make you buy things from them. And you're absolutely right that courts are there to overturn laws that are unconstitutional. I appreciate your points on that. I'm going to go ahead now and get into this Hosni Mubarak situation. Then I'll come back and go to Brian, Charles, David, Matt, and others. If you go to Infowars.com, you can see the second story in the featured news area. It's titled, "The Takedown of Hosni Mubarak. Why has the media left untouched the mystery of Mubarak's reported coma coinciding with his sudden departure? He refuses to step down and then magically disappears, and then we hear he has stepped down. That's a classic coup. And I'm no fan of Hosni Mubarak, but what does this say to other dictators the globalists control? What does this say? I mean, it shows how ruthless and backstabbing these people are, and now they're putting in the same military junta that was in control before. And they're trying to overthrow other countries in the Middle East to destabilize things. And look at Iran now with the reported warships. This is escalating. This is a strategy of tension, of divide and conquer, of balkanization via the great game. Let's go ahead and go to this 5-minute video that breaks it down, the takedown of Hosni Mubarak. How dumb does the system think we are? 30 years or 3 decades of his iron rule over the North African. All right, that's enough. We have a computer system problem that continues to do that. I'm going to have to purchase whatever computers are. Maybe we should put Apples in there instead of PCs running Linux or whatever to play these videos, because this is happening to more and more of the videos and basically just devastating the broadcast. More and more it does this. Where remember last week I was playing clips of Obama, and it was sounding like he was drunk. Okay, we'll go ahead and play the video now. Here it is. How dumb does the system think we are? 30 years or 3 decades of his iron rule over the North African state of Egypt. Hosni Mubarak refuses to step down, even though the head of the CIA is in front of Congress saying he's going to step down in a few hours. Mubarak comes out and defiantly says, I will not step down. I will not let this foreign conspiracy overtake Egypt. And then magically, we're now told he had a stroke right after that. And the army announced the next day that they would be, quote, reforming things. This is a public military coup. There's no democratization. There's no calls for election. CNN and Anderson Cooper, who's admitted CIA, are announcing how great this move towards freedom is. Mubarak is reportedly in Egypt with a stroke, or maybe even dead. He's in northern Israel, on the side of the sea. We don't know where he is. And where's the media? This is an issue that isn't even being discussed. Right after he says, I will not step down, this happens to him. What's developing here is the bodies are being buried. This guy has been the distribution center for the kidnapped people being taken to torture sites all over the world. This is the main central site for black sites or ghost sites where all this illegal activity is going on. This guy has the dirt on George W. Bush. He has the dirt on Barack Obama. This is the man who's followed all of their orders. But there's a problem. In the last year, it's been reported that Hosni Mubarak refused to politically get behind green-lighting an attack on Iran when Egypt is on Israel's western flank. Hosni Mubarak refused to expand other wars in the region. And this is a message to all the other Arab regimes. You get behind this buildup towards war with Iran, or it's over for you politically. And now the Muslim Brotherhood, is admittedly British intelligence, is trying to overthrow Saudi Arabia, Yemen, Jordan, all of these allies. What does this say to people that have gone along with the New World Order? What does it say to individuals watching out there that have bought into teaming up with this system? You will be betrayed in the end. How much more obvious does it have to get? And you look at the fate of Nasser with the heart attack after he gave a defiant speech, and other leaders in Egypt and many other countries. This is a message being sent out to the world, not just Middle Eastern politicians, not just politicians in Africa or Latin America or Asia, but to American politicians. Just like the message was sent with John F. Kennedy's murder. If you don't play ball and submit to the banking cartel, we will kill you, whether it's a gunshot to the head or whether it's a convenient stroke or heart attack. But the current issue that's looking us right in the eyes, that's in our face, is why isn't the corporate media in the U.S. talking more about the mysterious disappearance of Hosni Mubarak? The biggest story in the world right now is Egypt and the rebellions spreading all over the Middle East, North Africa. Why isn't it a bigger discussion about where Mubarak has gone to? And what messages it send to all these pliant dictators and servants that the British and the Swiss and others are moving to seize the ill-gotten gains of Hosni Mubarak after he served them so well. Yes, Mubarak was a terrible dictator, just like Saddam Hussein, just like bin Laden was a globalist asset. But why are they treating their servants so badly? Did they ask him to do something so horrible that his conscience kicked in? We know the facts. There was a Western-funded military